behind the curtain.
Okay, I'll do that too. And we're live. If you don't know where you are, if you're watching the replay, this is the Middle Class Millionaire Office Hour where we help you make money online. I am Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron, and yes, folks, we're live. So, as we're trying to get used to it, we're trying to be consistent and customary with our ritual when coming on. I'm gonna have to tell you like this. I say it with my chest. I believe.
I believe,
We believe.
we believe,
They
they believe.
believe. Yes, folks. I believe. We believe. They believe. It's time. You gotta believe in something. You gotta believe in yourself if you expect to increase your wealth. So, as I say, I'm Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron. You see the link right there below there. This is how you join our team by taking action. But guess what? We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to not market anything. We're here to, yes, we're going to help you with this right here. We're going to get your mental mindset, your business mindset. We're going to increase. We're trying to increase you with service. Since we're talking about service, who better to talk about than the concept of Earl Nightingale? So for those who have their notes, make sure you give this man Earl Nightingale his credit. We don't want to steal anything, but tonight conversation will be about the reward of service. You can YouTube it. You can listen to what he's saying. Yes, you have your notebook ready. Because I wrote notes listening to it myself. And then I came up with some questions. And we have the panel. So we're going to let the panel introduce themselves. Let's start with Rock Solar while we got him. He's going to take himself off mute. Rock Solar, introduce yourself. We think we have him. All right. Mr. Sharif, go ahead. We'll come back to him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hamid Sharif from Dream to Reality Academy.
Dawkins G.
And this is your man G Money from Residual Networks. Remember to learn, lead, and leverage. Welcome to the Middle Class Millionaires Office Hour.
I like that subliminal marketing he got going on right there. And our brother D.
Yes, how y'all doing? This is Brother D, Mr. DNA Pay. Getting paid every day. It's a lifestyle. Let's do it.
All right, and Rock Solar, are you there? Rock Solar, are you with us? Okay, so you know what I say. I know what he's going to say. This Rock Solar. You get in touch with me at rocksolar.info. You already know. You either in
or you out.
You either in or you out. So let's go ahead and get into this. If you don't know who Earl Nightingale is, like I said, you have Google because you watching this. You have YouTube. You could just easily punch in his name. You can find out more information about him. But we focusing on one of his concepts called the reward of service. And how are we going to open this up? We have question number one, folks. We have question number one. Question number one. How we think about reward of service? We say, are rewards in life equal to your service? That's are the rewards in life equal to your service? Yeah, think about that for a second. Let it soak in. Let it soak in. Are the rewards in your life equal to your service? That's why you guys think about it. Let me get it up real fast. Let me get up the quote of the day or quote of yesterday. But let me share the quote so I can get a panel time to start thinking about it. Where's my quote template? Quote template. Make sure I got the right one. That's not it. I need my templates. All the templates. And with the template is a quote from Lucille Ball, right? If y'all don't know who Lucille Ball is, you don't have to Google her. You'll better know her as I Love Lucy. So the woman who played I Love Lucy, she said this. Let me tell you. She said, luck, Question mark. I don't know anything about luck. I've never banked on it. I am afraid of people who do. Luck to me is something else. Hard work and realizing what is opportunity and what isn't. That's from Lucille Ball. It sounds like an incomplete sentence, but you have to dissect what she said. She not believing in luck. She know what hard work is. Lucille Ball, oh, she was balling for a long time, talking about what's that guy name? Ricky Ricardo? Yep.
Desi Arnaz.
That's his real name. I'm talking about
Right.
I Love Lucy. Ricky Ricardo, she made a lot of money interacting with him on TV. So I'm sure the panel is ready. I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to give you. See, we're not going with we took Earl Nightingale. This is what we do. We take a concept from big time marketers, big time motivational speakers, big time people in the field of business and other things that's related to business. We take their concept and we get our own understanding. And this is how we do it. Are rewards in life equal to your service? Let's start with Brother D today, because he dropped a lot of golden nuggets yesterday, and I ran out of paper on my page, so I want to make sure I get him on this page right here.
Are rewards in life equal to your service? Well, you know what, I would say that always has to bring it into what you're looking at as your rewards. If you're looking at as your rewards as all the physical and the material things of this world, then oftentimes what you will find out that you will come up short. Some people provide great service. They're not exactly getting the rewards for that service. It's not really a fair exchange. If we look at that and pay some of the people doing some of the most important jobs and doing some of the most important services are some of those people who are financially worse off than others or have less than some others. But if you're looking at your rewards beyond a material stage, beyond physical finances, then yes, your rewards are great in life as opposed to your service, because then you have other things that are not tangible. Okay, you don't have those tangible things, so you have peace of mind, you have value added to yourself, you have confidence, you're leaving a legacy of something that's behind, something that's going to continue on surpassing you. When you're dead and gone, you're going to have something that's living on. So the rewards to that is going to be even greater, because it's not going to be something that's going to be stopped just at you or even at the first generation that you're in or involved with. But if you leave a true legacy, it's going to continue on for generations to come. So indeed, your services will have greater rewards. The rewards that you actually receive will be much greater actually for those who have greater service.
Man, he dropped it on us right there. I mean, he pretty much went into a quote. It reminded me of this quote. It was like, on your headstone when you die, it's the day you was born, it's a dash, and then the day you died. What's inside your dash? That's what he was just pretty much asking you. Like, what's in your dash? You want to leave a legacy, or you want to have a whole bunch of items that's going to get sold off when you getting buried with gold watches and everything and stuffed animals and stuff like? Come on, dude. That's not going to help you that's not going to help you in the grave, in your grave. He talking about, you want the money or you want the non-tangible. Dawkins G, hit us up.
Okay. Y'all asked for it. Let's keep it real. We all know, well, most of the guys in this panel understand the principle of sowing and reaping. The Bible says that whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. So we're talking about rewards in life. Brother D spoke about, depending on what you believe your rewards are. I would take that slightly further with, you're going to reap what you sow. The middle class millionaires are all about education. We want to teach people how to make money online. Notice that we're not sowing money into you, but the ability to make your own money. You give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but you teach him how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. So that's kind of the concept of what this is. As far as your rewards in life, if you are looking for money, and if you believe that it's difficult for you to make money, if you believe that you have to struggle and work hard and sacrifice your time in order to make money, that's true. That is going to be true for you. It is going to be difficult. But if you can change your mindset and understand that you can leverage the power of your own money, you can leverage the efforts of other people, that you don't have to work hard, that money is one of the easiest things to manifest, you're right. It is easy to make money, particularly online and if you have the right leadership. Service is about the sacrifices you make for other people's rewards. I'm going to say that again.
Say it one more time. I need to write that.
Yeah.
Service are the sacrifices you make for other people's rewards. See, if you have a selfish mindset and you plan to achieve your goals or gain achievement, gain financial freedom through competition, then how you make your money, you're going to have to kick the ladder down behind you because there's going to be competition coming right behind you. But we follow a different principle. There's a creative method that goes into how we acquire our finances, how we grow our money. We investigate these investment companies. We want to know what their returns are, the life of the business. We're looking up and studying the leadership. We're doing the legwork for you. So when we come to you in the Middle Class Millionaires with a particular program, we've participated in that study or that research so that not only do we give you the value from being a part of this group and the education, the opportunities that we tell you about are designed to help you grow your money. There's a lot of hustles out here. There's a lot of fake companies and people who do things that are just not so good. Well, we're not going to focus on that because this year, these 365 days from the time you start, begins your journey to $1 million. This is what we do. This is a millionaire factory over here, and that is our service. So choose the passion of your life. You're going to sow your own seeds into it, whether it be your time, whether it be your money. There's money is the only seed you can plant and reap a harvest of anything you want. I'm going to say that one more time. If you plant apple seeds, the earth is going to give you apples. If you plant corn, the earth is going to give you corn. You'll receive in abundance whatever it is you plant. But money is the only seed you can plant to reap a harvest of whatever it is that your heart desires. Now, Mr. Sharif is coming on next, and I think that's all I wanted to say. Your rewards in life don't match your service. Your rewards in life come from the service that you receive. Think about helping somebody else instead of collecting your own rewards.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sharif. I know you want to follow up with that one. Here we go.
Okay, so I can honestly say that I've chosen to serve in the best capacity I felt, even if there was an article done on me when I first started teaching, and it talked about why I went into teaching, and since I've been 22, 23 years old, 26 years ago, I've been in the business of serving the youth to the best of my ability. The rewards of service, are they equal to your life, to your service? So I can honestly say I hope that my service is greater than the rewards that I receive. I'm extremely blessed. So in all of my blessings, I never really look to see what's coming to me. It's always about how can I help others. how can I help others? How can I open a light bulb? How can I make someone else's day better? How can I be positive? How can I help someone dream larger? Like all day, all I do is talk to my students. They say they can't do something. We take can't out their vocabulary. They say it's hard. I say it's not hard. It's just you have to say that you have to work on getting better. So it's just I try to be an A student, because if I'm an A student, then I can be a C teacher or better and serve people. So to me, it's not even really about my rewards for my service. It's all about the service. It's just who I am. My vision is to open the Dream to Reality Academy. That's service. So it's all about service. And I think I can honestly say I had a young man come back today as a master plumber. He played football for us. He, went to school with us. He came back. How you doing? That's service to me. Someone coming back, and just even if they're just coming back to say hello and acknowledge that, hey, you were part of my life at some point. That's all the reward I need. As Brother D said, if you base it on monetary and physical things, then how do you value that? And Brother Dawkins said that it's not about the money. That's not what service is about. So I'm blessed. I have always had everything I ever needed in life. It's been provided for me, so I don't worry about that. I just keep serving. That's what I want to say about that.
There you have it. Keep serving.
Now, there's a famous quote that says that if you help enough people get what they want in life, that you'll get what you want. I believe, and we believe, and they believe. Say, but even in the Bible, Jesus Christ never healed anyone or blessed anyone by the power vested in Him. He always said, "Let it be done unto you as you believe." See, if you change your mindset and you'll believe correctly, then you'll start to reap the rewards. See, you set your mind on the way the universe works in your world. You've decided that that's how it works. Well, you are absolutely right. However you believe, that's how it's coming to you.
And there you have it, folks. I mean, you heard it plain and clear. That was a whole lot for question number one. I hope you took your notes. I hope you absorbed it, because I'm not even gonna go back to it. We just did. Douglas G did a rebuttal for us. Like, we only need to go back to it and touch it right now. You just gotta watch the replay, and you're gonna come up to your own understanding. So with question number two, yep. Let me tally it off. Number two, and I'm gonna get everybody a response. Did Rock Solar join us back yet? Rock Solar, you there yet? All right, I'm gonna call him up. When somebody's talking next, and we're gonna see, make sure everything all right with his microphones and stuff. So, question number two: how do we change our environment, and does it change our outcomes? How do we change our environment? It's a two-part question. How do we change our environment, and does it change our outcomes? Mr. Sharif, you're going to be first up the bat on this one, buddy.
So I'm good, because yes, how do we change our environments? You take action, point blank, period. I heard about this brother that was on doing a Google Hangout every night, the Middleclassmillianaire, and I changed my environment because I took action, and I asked if I could view, and then I got a chance to speak, and I was able to join, and now I'm a Middleclassmillianaire. So I took action. That's how I changed my environment. I heard this brother, Dawkins G, in Four Corners Financial Literacy. He was, helping a lot of people. I asked if I could meet him. I took action. I changed my environment. A young 19-year-old man came to me and said, "Hey, Mr. Sharif, I heard about this company that teaches financial literacy. Do you want to find out about it? I said yes. I took action. I changed my environment. Part two of the question, what's part two, sir?
Does it change your outcomes?
Does it change your outcome? Absolutely. The more positive your environment, the greater, when you become the person that knows the least in the room, it changes your outcome. When you become the person, they say you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. When your friends have more money than you, it changes your outcome. It gives you a boost. So yes, sir. It definitely changed your outcome. It's changed my outcome overnight. Seems like I went from 0 to 100.
100 a day.
So yes, it changes your outcome, and I can't wait to see who the next middle class millionaire to get on. Y'all do not understand the joy that I feel when someone comes on and I put, and we start a program and I find my few pennies and I throw them in there and I watch it grow, and then the brother comes on, he's like, man, I put 500 in it. I'm like, yes. And then another brother comes on, he's like, man, I put 1,000. I'm like, yes. Because you know what that means? That means that's where I'm going. That's who I'm going to become. That's because that's the environment that I put myself in. I'm not putting myself for people that I put $100 in, and I say, hey, I need you to come up this $100, and they're like, man, I don't know about this. Maybe it's not going to work. Well, where's the company based out of? And what do you say they're doing? And
fear. Yeah.
So yes, so it changing your environment definitely matters, and the more positive you make your environment, the better. The more positive people around you, the better. I know I seem a little overexcited, but that's because I feel so blessed to be in a new environment, in a positive environment. And I'll leave it there.
Uh-oh. Mr. Aaron, did we lose you? D, did you want to go next?
Okay, yeah, I go
Does your
ahead and go.
environment affect your outcomes?
Yeah, the environment affects your outcome, and how do we change our environment? First of all, I think first of all, just to change your environment. To change your environment could be just as simple as to change your mind. As we kind of already spoke about, changing your mind and your mindset, changing your perception of things could be probably one of the easiest ways to change your environment. For example, somebody can get locked into a room and they can be envisioning themselves in prison. They can be imagining themselves being locked away from everything. But if they change their mind, if they change their perception, they can see themselves maybe in a sanctuary. They can see themselves in solitude. They can see themselves in a place of peace to where they don't have distractions and they can focus themselves in. So therefore now they've changed their prison to their place of solitude, and therefore that automatically changes their environment, and that's without even physically moving where they're actually at. So just changing your mind and changing your perception on something can be the easiest way, I think, to change your environment. So you kind of get that aspect, and then like I said, also I think Mr. Sharif hit on it really well already. Changing some of those people that you are around. Who do you surround yourself with in your environments? Who are you letting speak into your ear gates? Who's whispering things in your ear? Who are those people that are surrounding you in your environment? Because it doesn't matter what it is in your environment, you are going to become a reflection of your environment. So whether that be positive or negative, you're going to reflect your environment. It's already natural. You can try to fight it, you can try to resist it, but there's going to be some things about that environment that's going to reflect in you. So therefore, changing that environment is very, very crucial, and having the right mindset, seeing yourself in the right mindset, having yourself, how you see yourself It's how you are. You know, if you see yourself as a grasshopper, if you feel that you appear as a grasshopper, then that's how you're going to act. That's how you're going to proceed about everything in your life. So therefore, I'm already creeping into the outcome. You know, like I said, I'm already preaching. I don't even know it. But so moving into the outcome right there, yes, it changes the outcome. Anytime you change your environment, you can already change your outcome. You know, if you change, like I said, working in your mind, when you change that mind frame from being in prison to being in a place of solitude, now your outcome is going to be able to be changed, because the way that you're going to go about things is going to be different. You're going to be totally different about the way you go about things. You know, you won't be stressed no more. You won't feel depressed no more. You're going to feel joy. You're going to have happiness, because your outcome changed your worst situation into a positive for you now. So now that thing that used to sap your strength is becoming a strength for you. And when you can do that, it's always going to change your outcome. That's like the difference of starting off a race already tired and being fully rested. It's a total different outcome. So the outcome in the end is you win. When you change your mind frame to win, it's going to change the outcome to you win. So from the possibility of you losing, you giving it up, to automatically you win. And the better your outcome is, the better your mind frame is, it's not just going to be you winning, but you're going to be able to help other people win then, when your outcome really changes that much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about that mind frame. It's all about that, changing your environment like that, and being careful about who you letting surround you in your environment. That's all I got there.
I know I got kicked out for a second. I caught that part right there. That's what it was like. We talked about it before. Like, do you qualify? So I'm sure Doggers G didn't go yet. That's what it is. You didn't go yet.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Here we go.
Just does your environment affect your outcome? The short answer is absolutely yes. Let's go a little deeper though. If you, I'm a Bible reader, so I'm going to use these principles that I've been raised with. And if you notice, God created places before He created people. That means that there's a particular place where you belong. Where you are is just as important as who you are. Where you are determines what you will hear. And the Bible says that faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Well, if you're not a religious person, I understand that. I just want you to grasp the principle that your money is waiting for you in the location that you're supposed to be in. When you're in your environment, you will have no competition. There'll be no rivals for you. You were born and blessed with the skills, the talent to thrive in your specific environment. If you're struggling where you are, that's a clue that you may need to change your location. Now, Brother D spoke on something else. He says that you will become a reflection of your environment. Well, we also know that in the Middle Class Millionaires, once you change your mindset, your environment becomes a reflection of you. You won't settle for things that you don't agree with in your environment. In my home, it's a place of learning. Mr. Aaron's home is a place of learning. You can see the alphabet behind his head. You're going to surround yourself with things that will help you to increase knowledge. Readers are surrounded with books. Drug dealers are surrounded with drugs. Think about it. Your environment is a reflection of you. And once you change your mind, once you stop saying people are filthy rich, and notice that when you rich, you're actually cleaner than the average person. I've never seen anybody filthy rich. When you start changing your mindset towards the money, people say, oh, money is the root of all evil. No, the love of money is the root of all evil. Money gives you options. Money is the reward for solving other people's problems. Once you change your mindset, these are the things that will be attracted to you. Whatever you focus on increases in your life. So if you focus on bills, guess what you're going to get? More bills. If you focus on increase, then you'll continue to increase. We didn't call ourselves middle class millionaires because we're middle class. We're calling ourselves middle class millionaires because $1 million is middle class. Think about the average income in America, and when they create these policies, they're doing it based off of $250,000 a year. So if you're not making $250,000 a year, you are below average in the United States population. I'm gonna say that one more time. If you're not making $250,000 a year, you are below average. I don't consider myself to be a below average person. I'm a millionaire. And I'm still not in the upper class. 98% of the population is splitting 3% of the wealth in this country. It sounds crazy, but the numbers are worse than you thought. You can go on the internet and do the study, do your own research about the average income, how much money the average person is making, but you can feel it. You don't have the freedom to do what you want to do every day. You actually have to get up and go to work. That alarm clock tells you that it's time for you to wake up. How about you could wake up when you finish sleeping? What kind of environment is that? What kind of life is that? When you're able to make your own choices, when you're able to go when you want to go. That is called freedom. So not only are we trying to help educate you financially, but we're trying to get you to a place where you can actually be free. And once you feel that, you'll never allow anything else in your life. Your environment will be changed. So yeah, does your environment affect your outcome? Absolutely. But you need to affect your environment.
Hold him back now. Hold him back. Hold him back. Question number 2 had that fire in there. Your destination is freedom. Yes, that's right. He told you. You're not considered 1%. You're not considered top 1%, and you still low class, middle class. When you're at the 250, they don't even consider you 1% unless you make, what's that? Second quarter, third quarter. You gotta make at least 385,000 to even be considered in the top 1%. It is not hard to get to the top 1%, but guess what? There's enough money in the world going around that every person alive right now could be gross to a billion. Everybody could be worth $1 billion that's on the earth right now, and it's about 700 billion people on the planet right now.
But now here's my question, Mr. Aaron. If everybody's a millionaire, who's going to work tomorrow? See, you're going to have people who do the jobs that work with their hands, the people that build the cars that you drive, the people that build the houses that you live in, the people that make the food that you're going to eat. Like, there are jobs where you might not think that it's a respectable job, but without you, we would starve to death. Without you, we would freeze to death. Without you, we would never get around. We could never travel. There are necessary jobs, and then there are not so necessary. Some of the things that people are doing now, that cuddlers. Did you hear about this? You know about this? Where you can get paid to cuddle. Right. What is that? So changing your mindset. Right. Changing your mindset. You get to choose. What is the passion in your heart? If you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Man. I mean, how do we even go after that? Like, any other rebuttal statements before we move on to question number 3? It's like, that's crazy. Is it a professional cuddler? Like,
right. You gotta look this up, man. It is wild. It is wild.
My wife wouldn't like it, but let me change the lower third to what I was called in college. The thing that she fell in love with was I was the best hugger in the world, according to a high population of people. It was like, oh, he gives the best hugs. And then when we were together, it was like, oh, you gotta start hugging people.
That's it.
That's it. That title is gone. You can't be the best hugger in the world. And yeah. But question number 3. Wow. It's kind of a play on question number 1. the question number 3 is: does limited service provide limited income? Does limited service provide limited income? The brothers are on the clock. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, we got tools now. We got Pro Tools, all that stuff. Why they thinking, that's just one of my reflections I had was, man, if you limit yourself, does that limit your income? Or can you maximize income inside just one niche? So who opens up this question first? Who opens up this question first? Dawkins G.
All right.
G from Residual Networks.
Yes, indeed. DawkinsG.com. Y'all can visit that as well. See a link for Dream to Reality Academy on there, as well as the Middle Class Millionaires link. But I got my own little training program, so you need to be qualified before you join the Millionaires. So there's some things you need to do. Don't worry about that. Limited service. Does limited service limit your income? The short answer, I don't think so. Service is what you're doing for others. If you're talking about income versus wages, right? There's three different kinds of ways to make money. You can get paid for your services, your time, that's a job, right? You can own a business and leverage the work of your employees, or you can invest and then get returns from your investment, how well the business is doing. So, income will not be limited by your service. Your wages could be limited if you limit your service. There's a couple factors in there, but ultimately, you don't have to serve anyone. The mindset. Remember, we're talking about where you should be mentally. You don't have to serve anyone because the income is what you deserve. You're earning it. That's why they call it earned income. All right? Service is something that you're doing for other people. You want to see their income increase. Now, if your heart is not into that, if you're a selfish person and you want to get all the money in the world and you don't want nobody else to find out how you're doing it, that's fine. You can do that. There are plenty of people who are rich based off of competition. Just know that that's a hard way to live. It is possible for you to have a good heart, for you to love people, for you to give money to people, for you to teach people how to make money and it not affect your income. That's possible because we're doing it right now.
There we go. That's how you wrap it up right there. So who's going to be up next? Who want to grab the mic?
I'll take it.
There we go.
So my take on that is, I guess, because I would like to think so, because that would drive me to provide more service. So does limited service provide does it limit your income? I would like to think so, because if my mindset is that if I don't serve, my income doesn't increase, then it always drive me towards serving. So I think so, and I think that the more I serve, the greater my income possibilities, and that's just how I like to look at it. And I think honestly that's how most people should look at it, because to whom much is given, much is required. Mm-hmm. So that's limited. So if I'm given much, then I'm required to do much. So yes, the more I serve, the greater my income. The less I serve, my income is limited. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm. There we go, Brother D. You up on deck?
Well, I gotta say, I'm kind of more so with Mr. Sharif right there. I kind of do believe that yes, limited service does kind of limit your income, and sort of on the same grounds. I am indeed a servant to all, and I believe one of the things about your service is, your service is to others. So your service may be to help them get to where they want to do, where they want to be. So even right now, helping others become to the status of the millionaires, where they can one day be an MCM themselves, is going to be part of that service. But how are we going to help them? Through our service. So when we helping them, and as they grow, we grow. As we grow, they grow. So I think if you do take down your service, if you do limit yourself on your service, I think it will limit your income, through that fact right there, because through your servitude, through your service to others, however it is that you're looking at it, in that sense, as working it through a business like this or working it through another business, if you got a service provider, if they limit their service, of course it's going to limit their income. If they cut down any services that you're providing, if you're a service provider, you cut that down, you obviously better cut down the bill, or people are going to look at you real sideways. So limited service, yeah, limited pay. You cut any of my services down, I better see a reduction in pay too. So they go together for me. So the same thing, and this is one thing that I want everybody out there to pay attention to. If you really want to try to do something to where you have your income start to skyrocket, as we was mentioning before, be a servant to all. The more you get out there and you serve, and you don't limit your service, the more service you give to others, that's also how you are going to increase, because you will increase through other things that is beyond that. Your mind will increase, your confidence will increase, that thing that you represent will increase. So if you limit that service, you will limit your income.
There you have it. I mean, you'll hear Grant Cardone, he'll tell you, give, give, give. He said it in one of his books. I think that's one of the chapters, give, give, give. You'll hear our brother Daryl Muhammad, he'll tell you what happened with the law of reciprocity. Well, that means I'm going to provide this service for you, and what you're going to do, only thing you need to do is share it, because guess what? If you become a loyal listener, a loyal follower, or whatever it is you're going to do, the value that you get is simple. He just say, swipe and share, do the hearts, because it's a simple trade-off. Like, he's not looking for the commission of money. He looking for the commission of, hey, go bring somebody else, so the word could spread.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just wanted to jump in here real quick, because I don't know if I confused it, or I don't want it to be confused.
I'm about to touch on that. For you.
Between service and work, because I'm an investor, and whether I serve anybody else or not, my investments would increase. When I'm working for someone, the reward is going to be my pay. But when I'm serving someone, see, those returns, that's a spiritual thing for me. Those returns aren't going to come from the people that I'm serving. I don't expect any money from students that I'm teaching, or teaching wealth management practices to, or teaching finance management. I don't expect them to give me their money. I do free training. But where my wages do come from, or where the rewards do come from, is in the learning that I had to do, in the opportunities that I was in, the work that I put into the opportunities. So maybe that'll be another night, another discussion. What is the difference between work and service?
I'll write it down. I'm gonna write it down.
Absolutely. Because we've got opportunities right here with the middle class millionaires, where you're going to invest your own money, and whether you grow a team or not, those returns are still coming into your account. We didn't have to pray for it. That's how the system works. If it's 5% compounded daily, whether you thank God for it or not, it's 5% compounded daily. These are numbers. So I don't want to, and you know, I love the Lord, I love God's people, don't get me wrong. But I don't want you to think, when you get into the business world, everybody in business ain't going to church. You gotta kind of put that on. Look at the numbers. Evaluate the integrity of the person. And the people that you're serving, you're handing them the tools to be able to recreate your success.
I mean, like I was go backtrack to the fact that you said income, wages. See, that was the trick part of the question of your income versus your wages, because income and wages are two totally different things. When you getting wages, you trading your time for that money. When you getting income can come from anywhere, pretty much. I mean, it depends. Like Brother D had said earlier in the video, he was saying that your income could be counted as a commission of a thank you. You could get a commission of a hug, a cuddle. if you want to say that word, cuddle, you can get commissions with all that stuff based off the fact that you have unlimited income, because it could come in so many ways. A child could come back to you later on like, oh, I saw you guys and I went and tried it. You know, off of one of the concepts y'all went over, I went and tried it. It worked for me. So, somebody could come to you like, look, I heard it when I was 10 years old. I mean, children in the house of Aaron. Yes, cheap plug. Kids in the house of Aaron. They hear this kind of talk all day. Whenever we get in the car, that's all they hear. It's people talking about changing your mindset, doing things for your community. Like, why are you taking children 4 and under to college? They don't need to see their neighborhood. They can see college. They can see what it's like to walk around campus, to see the people who, for most people, that's going to be the prime of their life. That's going to be it. They're going to get out of college and life going to smack them down like you just hit a bug out the air, because when you leave college and you hit that working world and you got deadlines and everything else that's more strenuous and credit reports to read over, yeah, it gets real out there. So number 4 is actually, I gave you guys some of the jabs, and here comes the hook. We've been talking about it all night. Define service. Dawkins G kind of went in it a little bit already, but that's why I say he jumped the gun on me. He must be reading my. You been reading my $1 Million Notebook?
No, it's just in me, man. It's just natural.
Define service. You probably didn't even hear Earl Nightingale, The Reward of Service. Have you ever heard it before?
I've actually had the opportunity to read several of Earl Nightingale's productions. Actually, he helps co-write a lot of stuff and do a lot of video and audio recordings with a lot of millionaires from a long, long time ago. So I'm familiar with the concepts that Earl Nightingale puts down. Absolutely. That particular one, though, no, I can put together the pieces from some other things that he's done.
See, so I was trying to make sure you didn't take notes on this earlier. Got a cheat sheet out there. I try to put these. If you guys don't know, whoever watching this video, whoever watching the replay, these guys are doing this off the top. Like I listen to the concepts first, and then I bring it to them based off my notes and questions that I make up based off the videos or the audio or the book or whatever I make it up from. But these brothers' response helped expand my outlook on it, because they didn't hear what I heard, and here go the telephone game. But they expand so far because of their understanding versus my understanding. It's just like Mr. Sharif will tell you. He'll read The Richest Man in Babylon. He'll read it every year and get something new to highlight, because of the fact that your eyes are different now. So, define service. This should be a quick one. Define service, fellas. Who didn't go first yet? Well, we back around, so that's the 4th question. So everybody that went first one time.
Well, well, go ahead, D.
But no, go ahead. I'm please go ahead.
Well, for me, I've always talked about service being to benefit other people. So I would define.
Sorry, I don't know what just happened.
Right. So I would define service as giving value to someone else, whether it be a partner, whether it be a customer, whether it be a client, giving them value. It has to come from or you have to respond to a need that they have, not what you want to do for them. I'm going to say that one more time because it's a different perspective. A lot of people get into business. Let's say you love chocolate cake. So, of course, you want to sell chocolate cake to everybody. But everybody's not buying chocolate cake. Some people want donuts. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to listen to the customers. You have to listen to the clients. You have to listen to the partners to find out what their needs are so that you would even know how to serve them, to provide them that value. So I say God's given you 2 ears and 1 mouth so you can listen twice as much as you talk. And that's where I'm going to shut up.
Oh my goodness, where's the laugh button at? I think I got a laugh button. That's comedy right there. I feel like Molly Marr on a symphony. So next up.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna come on after that right there because I think that was beautifully said already, right there. Especially just meeting the needs. Okay, when you're concentrating on meeting needs, that's when you're really putting service into work. So, it is what drives everything. Meeting the needs, supply and demand, whatever is been in demand. When you provide that, that's when you're also meeting the service, or when you're meeting a need, whether people know they need it or not. Sometimes it's also when that service comes in, because you know what, living in this great America, I would say a lot of people don't know that they need people who's actually fighting for the freedoms of this great America. You got some people who oppose our military forces, oppose our police officers, and some of those folks that are actually putting life on line to make sure that this country stays free to the point that it has right now anyways. Some people might agree and disagree. I'm not going to get into politicals or anything like that, but for things like that, that service is also something that is a need that people might not even agree that they need. But I guarantee you what, if all those servicemen and women decided they was going to go somewhere else and they didn't do that no more, we will see this country become a whole lot different real fast, guaranteed. So that service, when you're meeting those needs, finding a need and filling it.
That was a nugget. You got to say it one more time, because that was a nugget. You got to say that one more time, because that was a nugget. If they leave, yeah, we looking at something different. We looking like,
oh yeah.
I've been to Dominican Republic and Haiti, and yes, watch that. Let him say it one more time. I'm sorry, I had to jump in there because people don't realize.
No problem, because I'm happy to say something, because if something's good, it definitely repairs repeating. So just the appreciation for the men and women who serve in this United States services, that putting life and limbs on line to meet the needs and doing those things that many don't want to do. Those services people, it's less than 1% of the United States that is even able and eligible that serve in those services. So it's, once again, it's the small percentage, the small few that is carrying and caring for and filling the service need that is for the many. So that is indeed a need. If you want to think about it in any other way, put yourself in that situation and see if it's something that you don't think is no longer a sacrifice. If you don't feel the sacrifice from it when you're told to leave your family for 365 days with no choice, that is definitely something that is needed. It's a service, it's a sacrifice, and things like that. It just keeps on giving. So that's service to me.
From the heart.
I feel sorry for Mr. Sharif because he got to follow up after that.
Well, bro, that's from the heart right there. But honestly, the defining service for me is very simple, because this is the concept that I go by. Try to be a positive light in a person's day. That's what service is to me. So it's very simple. It's very straightforward, and that can provide any needs. It could be just saying, "Hey, It could be just listening to a person. That could be that positive thing because a lot of people don't have anybody that listens to them. I mean, there are a lot of people walking around and nobody will listen to them. You'd be surprised. I have students come to me and they just tore down. They didn't get into the school they wanted to, and their life is falling apart. And everybody's telling them, "Oh well, too bad, so sad." And that is a part of the reality. But sometimes people just need you to listen to them, and that's a service that you can provide for a person like Dawkins G said. Listen, or it might be they just need a positive comment because nobody said good morning to them today. So my thing is, my service every day is to try to be a positive light in a person's life. I want when people see me coming, I want them to say, "Oh, here comes Mr. Sharif. He's going to tell me something good." I can get in the elevator and I can be tired, but I'll be like, "Hey, it could be raining outside." I say, "Man, I love this liquid sunshine. It's going to help the grass grow." Oh, it's giving us fresh water. I'm always trying to put a positive spin on everything because there's enough negativity out there. So why add to the negativity? Yes, there's issues, but hey, somebody else is going to tell you about the issues, so I'm going to try to tell you something good. I'm trying to be a positive light, and that's a simple way to serve, and I feel like it does good. If every time you talk to somebody, everybody complains about the same thing, that doesn't help. It doesn't help the situation. So, oh man, I can't believe this kid. Yeah, but oh, these kids are great. This is the best parents got to bring to us. I'm so happy I get a chance to teach you guys. Whatever. You guys are good today. You'd be surprised that people's whole persona changes because hey, somebody took notice of me. Somebody said hello to me. Every kid walk down the hall, I stand at my door. Good morning, whether in my class or not. Some teachers, they don't come to the door. They in their own world,
They hiding under that desk. That's what they doing.
So to me, with define service has been a positive light in someone's life every day.
Thank you very much, man. That's a simple way of putting it right there.
Right.
Before I get into the very last question, just going to share something with you guys. Because, I like to ride around the neighborhoods. I like to take the kids to see the big houses and stuff like that. So I actually know someone. He has a real nice house with the whole half-circle driveway and everything. He makes the six figures, and he can he walk in like Hulk Hogan. When he get a job, he walk in like Hulk Hogan, like, "Oh, this is my minimum pay, but you gonna pay me this. You gonna pay me this. It gotta be over this number right here. If it's not over this number, I'm walking out the door. You won't get my service." Now he lives in that nice place, nice house, big driveway, but guess who's right next door? Someone who people will be surprised is even in that neighborhood. A guy who owns an HVAC business. So, right, you got the guy who drives the convertible BMW that I know, and right next door.
Mr. Aaron then froze again.
Freeze frame.
Okay, we're gonna have to do something about that.
Convertible BMW, and then I guess Google Hangouts didn't like that. And look, we all sitting here because nobody can finish this story.
I want to hear about it though.
I want to hear about it. Yeah, the guy at HVAC, he must be making a lot of money if he's living next door to this half circle driveway. He's providing service.
But not only that, the guy that owns the business, it's a business. It doesn't matter what business you're building. Business is where the most of the money is. HVAC, plumbing, whatever. Business. It doesn't matter. In Napoleon Hill, they talk about the man that took bits of cloths and turned it into pieces of cloth to clean guns, or the guy that took old material and turned it into underwear for people in prisons, and they had $1 million businesses. So
Wow.
It doesn't matter what the business is. It's are you in a niche and can you grow the business? It's back to you, Mr. Aaron.
Thank you for filling in the dead end. Like I said, Google, they after me, I guess, man. They after me. I'm on that blacklist now. But I'll put it like this. Since we was talking about people who have different things that made them in. What's the lady in New York? She gets paid to put flowers on other people's headstones. Multi-million-dollar business to take care of a headstone in case somebody come and visit it. She get paid every single month. Let me wipe off the leaves. Let me put this flower on here. Let me put this candle. Let me put this solar light. Let me put an Easter egg or whatever they're going to do. In case somebody come visit it, I'm ready because they pay me every month. I'm like Mr. Sharif said, you can make a business out of anything. But the fifth and final question, before I really get kicked off and can't come back, is we've been telling you all this time of how to be a good servant, how you need to give more than you receive. We've been talking to you all this time about it, but guess what? We forgot to tell you one important thing. When is it the appropriate time to cut somebody off?
Oh,
We need to know when to let go, folks. When is the appropriate time to cut off a group or individual from the services you give them?
Wow.
We've been talking about give and overgive.
That's deep.
Some people need to be cut off, and when is it the right time to say, look, you got to get out of here? And that's what Earl Nightingale didn't put on this reward of service. That's the question that I can't get the answer to is. But I recently had to cut somebody off. While y'all thinking, let me tell you this story. Somebody calling. They calling me. I don't know.
He calling me.
He got kicked up. He called us on the one from yesterday. I can't answer it. I don't know how to stop it.
His picture's still down here at the bottom of ours, though.
Right, so I don't know how he doing that. But it's like, let's see. He's already here, but I was kicked. Oh man, where was I at?
Did he switch to his phone?
I don't know.
Okay, then he just dropped out.
He just dropped, so he should be coming back then. So,
you said you recently had to cut somebody off? I think it was the last comment.
And that was so as a guy, he's homeless, right? He was homeless. For those who know the Baltimore landscape, is a big bridge on MLK. This guy lived under the bridge. So I said, guess what? I changed my mindset on how I'm gonna market my businesses, right? So you see this right here. I have similar signs to this that, and you know, when you dealing with the homeless, most of the time you see them, they holding a sign that says, "We'll work for food, we'll do this, or we'll do that." So I gave him a sign and said, "You responsible for the sign. Every time I ride, I gotta ride through this place frequently. When I ride past at least once a month, if I see you out here holding a sign, you're gonna get my money. You're not just gonna get $1. You're not gonna get a change. You're gonna get 5 or more. And if you out here more than that, I'll just give you $20 for the whole month." So I gave him a simple responsibility, right? So us working together and him holding up the sign and people asking questions and him having a business card, I said, look, if somebody rent the moon bounce, I rent the moon bounce. One is 150, one is 180. If somebody rent the moon bounce is 150, the 50 is yours. Somebody rent one is 180, the 80 is yours. They remember to tell them to say your name and write your name on all these cards that I'm giving you. So I gave him a stack of cards, I gave him a sign and everything else. So what happens? This man became blessed. He got an apartment now. He got an apartment because people was asking him a lot of questions. Nobody ran the moon bounce, but they asked him a lot of questions. And this is the thing. I said, "Oh, you got an apartment? Bet." Went to what's that? Habitat for Humanity. Here go a microwave. Got my cousins. My cousins love couponing and going to the Salvation Army and everything like that. They know when it's the half price days. They went and got this man dress clothes, dress shoes. Person at church, they're a little bit older, so they know when that service come out from imperfect vegetables and fruits and stuff. They know how to get a whole box of it. Give them that. Bought them pots and pans and some simple dishes. Now, this is when I had to cut him off. Why do I still see you on the corner when you have your apartment? My family spent their own money, bought you clothes, dress clothes. You could do an interview. You have a real address. You have what was the norm of what people would say is a proper attire to sit in a job interview. But I still see you in the corner every day. Why didn't you do this? I'm gonna let it ride. You still holding my sign. Here go the $20. Then it turned into, oh, now I got a free phone. I got 2 free phones that I could get a certain amount of minutes every month. This dude called me so many times. I said, you have everything you need. Go get a job interview and call them like you calling me. He got offended. I said, I'm trying to work with you. But you can't get mad at me like I owe you $20 now. It's like, where's my $20? Hold on. This was all based off of something that I conjured up to say, look, I know what your position is. I'm gonna provide you a little something here, a little something there, but now that you have the phone, it was him again. I can't see it.
I can't see it either. I think he stopped it.
So I had to cut him off. Like I had to block the number and cut him off, and it's just like that's a shame. It's a shame that you feel entitlement. The entitlement came in. Let me make sure I invite him back this way. Like I kind of felt bad. Like I can't believe that this happened. So
well, you also have to know when you're serving people versus when you're enabling people. Like you're providing crutches as well. So I think he responded well at first, but he was in the situation he was in because of the mindset. You got to think about the logic and reasoning, the thinking that he's approaching this situation with. And eventually, it just got to the point where he expected it from you. Disappointment comes from unmet expectations. So if you don't expect anything from anybody, you won't be disappointed.
All right, so you didn't miss anything, Brother D, for the record. You didn't miss anything. I was just sharing the story of someone who I had to cut off, and it was kind of like disappointing situation. Like, man, I wanted to actually scale this of changing my marketing team to a homeless workforce. I mean, I was like, look, I'm about to have $1 million, so why not go get a couple $1,000 all in fives and ride around and pass out my sign with a $5 bill? Like, look, instead of holding this sign, hold my sign. Make sure here goes some business cards. Write your name on the card. Someone seriously want to do business with me because of you, you'll get a piece of the cut. But
so can if I can jump in real quick? So here's the interesting thing. It's that situation is sad, but this is what I've learned about people. Sometimes, and I say this because I teach. Sometimes the person's skill set is so weak that even though they have what we perceive to be able to go out and get a job, they may not even know how to fill out the application. Because you'd be surprised how many people graduate from high school and push come to shove, they cannot fill out an application to get a job. And so we look at it from I do this all the time. I look at it from my perspective. I'm like, why is this child not doing what they need to do, but their foundation is so weak, and their foundation is out of sorts. And if you've never had that experience and no one's ever taught you, or you dropped out or didn't finish or didn't pay attention, whatever it may be, you could be a functional illiterate. There are lots of
I've seen lots of them
that are functioning in the world, making it through, but they actually don't have the skills to fill out an application, and then if they get the job, they don't have the skills to keep the job. And that's that next level of carrying it forward with the service. It's extremely hard to know when to stop. You know, that's one of my things, because so that is a constant battle for a teacher, because when you're working with a young person, you know that they aren't fully developed and they are going left, and I mean, you can literally be getting cussed out by this young person, and you want to be like, I'm done, that's it, I don't need this, you just gonna fall through the cracks. But it depends on what's in you, if you're gonna find a way to reach them, you know. And one teacher reaches one student and another teacher can't, and I struggle with that last one, the appropriate time to cut somebody off. That is a struggle for Mr. Sharif, because you're right, you don't want dead weight, right? Because what do they always say in business? You can run with one that's running, but you can't drag 10. You can't drag one. You can run with 10, but you can't drag one. You dragging somebody is hard work, but it's that I struggle with that one. That's probably the hardest question of the night, because all the other ones was easy for me, you know, because I like serving. But now you telling me I gotta cut somebody off. So how do I know it's time to cut them off? What if they needed one more thing that I didn't provide or was never provided to them? You know, and you always looking through your lens. One of the hardest things, I'm a biology teacher and I love biology. That's my thing. But I had to learn real quick. Every child could care less about, you know, some students, look, biology is a class I need to graduate. Period. That's their whole, like, Mr. Reef, how we gonna get through this? Because I don't even like your subject, you know. And I'm like, man, biology is great and it's wonderful, and the birds and the bees and you know, and look at this.
And see me on my way.
Right, exactly. They like, look, Mr. Reef, I don't mean you no harm, but you way too excited. You know, you way too excited about this biology thing, man. Just tell me what I need to pass the state exam so I can get my diploma, and I never have to take biology again as long as I live. You know, so when do you know? So I struggle with that. I don't have a good answer for that, because like, even when you're telling your story, I can see gaps in that person that probably weren't addressed, that he probably needed some more. So you're thinking, okay, you got everything you need. You got the clothes, you got the you know, the place to stay, the permanent address. That's all you need, man. Go get a job. But that application might be the thing that stops him.
Can I jump in here real quick?
Yep.
I just want to say, even with all my service and all the love that I have absolutely no problem with cutting people off. No, seriously, because it is given unto one to plant the seed, another to water, and God gives the increase. Now, some people believe in the power of the universe. Whatever it is you believe in, whatever you have faith in, their increase is not my responsibility. The service that I provide is up until what God has laid on my heart, or what I can do for them. What they do with it after they are out of my presence, that's not my responsibility. And we can cut them off as soon as there's something that I disagree with. I mean, really, it wasn't it wasn't my job to equip you to get a job. Now, if that was your goal, then you would stick with him until you reach the goal. But when you see that you are just either throwing money down a hole or you wasting your time, that's a decision for you to make. Because you go from being providing service and trying to serve and help somebody to being used. And as soon as you feel like you being used, now you have a decision to make. Easy question for me.
I got to jump back in because when I was a youngster, and you know, I told you my grandmother, my parents, my father always used to say you could borrow sense or you could buy sense. So I had to buy some sense though. You know, I graduated from college. I'm gonna go live with my people, right? I'm going back to the hood. I'm in Buffalo. I want to live in the neighborhood. I want to, you know, be that role model in the neighborhood. I get to the neighborhood. It's raining cats and dogs. Young lady walking down the street with her stroller. I see the stroller and the baby. I'm gonna give her a ride. That lady drove me all over Buffalo. I'm like, lady, I just offered you a ride down the street. She had me taking her here, taking her there. I was like, okay, lesson number 1 learned. All right. Then they broke in her brother's house, took all my stuff. You know, because you know what? And this was back before the card for the first of the month. And I you know, teachers get off when everybody else is supposed to be at work. And I was off one of those days and wasn't nobody at work. And I was like, what's going on? And the line is around the corner from the store on the first. And I was like, what's going on? You know, I thought something had happened. Everybody was cashing their check. And I was like, you know, took all my stuff. And I learned my lesson. I bought that sense. And, you know, I have a rule where I live. I want everybody to go to work. You can go to work at day. You can go to work at night. but I think everybody to go to work sometime.
I got a rule in my house too, Mr. Sharif. When I get up and leave, everybody got to go out the house with me. Ain't no working at night.
I'm not talking about my house. I'm talking about the neighborhood. Everybody in the neighborhood got to go to work.
Nobody's home. Let's get it.
Wow. Run the street. Okay.
I'm just saying. I don't care where you go to work, but you got to go to work. Because, man, that hurt my heart. They took my little 5-disc Sony CD player.
Oh, man.
All right, D. So, So when do you cut them off, brother?
Oh, jeez. Okay, y'all killing me here. Hey, okay, when you gotta cut them off? Hey, for me, I believe everything has its timing. So that includes time to get cut off. So when it comes time to it, I have a purpose. I have a purpose, and I have something that I am purpose for. You know, I may be in somebody's life for a time, for a season, for one thing to help them out with one purpose. So when I cut them off is when I've given them what I have to give, and especially if they ain't grabbed hold of it or ain't trying to take no action to it. Because at some point in time, I believe you have to learn to let some people go, because it's a pruning season that happens for everybody sometimes. So what happens is, like y'all was talking about the dead weight. I did catch on to some of the dead weight. No, that's in that pruning season. Sometimes in order for you to grow, there are certain people and certain things you have to cut off. You have to let go. So, you know, the time to let somebody go may be at their time, or it may be at your time. It may be that time when you're growing. So when you grow to the next level, if somebody's not ready to go to that level with you, then guess what? Let's let you know, hey, it's time to cut them off. Because if they ain't going where I'm going, they can't see what I see, hey, we can't be together. Because once again, I mean, we can tie this back into changing your environment. Hey, if you ain't ready to go to the new environment with me, I'm sorry. You ain't buy your ticket, you ain't going. I ain't dragging you with me. You ain't getting snuck in my bag. It ain't happening. So it's time to cut you off. Because I refuse to be trying to road and have any weeds come up and grow along with me just to choke me out. That's not what's going to happen there. So, I mean, I love everybody. Like I said, I have a servant heart. But at the same time, I understand that when it's time to cut off and let go, and don't let the Lord speak to me and say it's time, because you gone. I won't question it, I won't doubt it, and I will feel free about it. Just because of the fact, if you ain't trying to get to where I'm trying to get to, you ain't going where I'm going, I'm not going to hold on to you. Okay? Because I learned, especially in business, once you start dragging somebody, once you start carrying somebody, that's what they're going to expect you to do. And that's when you start getting those titlements like enablers. That's when we have people right now who's coupled with folks who 1,800 pounds sitting up in the bed because they didn't know when it was time to cut them off. They didn't know when it was time to let go. So they just kept feeding them and helping them kill themselves slowly. I'm not finna be the one to sit there and help somebody kill themselves slowly or let them drain me. Hey, I got a family. That's my responsibility. I'll take care of them. I got to do them. But even my children, I'm letting my wife know they got a time they gonna get cut off too. Because that cutoff time also comes back to the time you have to let them go for their growth. That's also another cutoff time. Because at a certain point in time, that cutoff from you may be that time when they need to go through that test. That might be that testament time because you got to prove yourself. Show thyself worthy. Hey, I done taught you everything I have to taught you. I done gave you everything you need to succeed. Hey, now you are cut off because I no longer can be your crutch. I no longer can be that person that you just lean on. If I'm your safety net always, then you always going to be there relying on me. And even for my kids, me and my baby will enjoy this money that we're making. I will be doing some of those grown-up things again in my household with no worries. So that's the type of stuff. And those are the type of times when the cutoff is definitely necessary. So when my purpose and my season is done, cutoff is coming.
That sounds like a book title right there. The cutoff is coming. Make sure you write that down.
How about this? Take this quote with you. Stop trying to hang on to people that God is trying to move out of your way.
Oh, yes. 100.
I don't know how many of y'all listen to E.T., but he talked about the story about the pearls and how the dad wouldn't get a girl the pearls. The two fake pearls that cost $2. She wouldn't let go of those pearls when he had the real pearls and the necklace to go with it. But he said, I'm not just going to take what she valued those other things because she couldn't move on from being the good looking fake pearls to the greatness of the real pearls with matching necklace. So you can't hold on to stuff too long. And that crutch word, that's all I could hear is, am I being a crutch? Like I don't want to be somebody's crutch because guess what? I'm not going to be here always and forever. I'm just trying to leave a legacy that's going to go on for generation and generation, not for my children, not for my grandchildren, but my children's children's children. That's what I'm building this for. That's going like I might just buy, like I said, if I don't get the gated community, guess what? I'm gonna have the land for the gated community. I'm gonna have the land and the fence up. You best believe that. The land and the fence gonna be done. Hey, go build whatever you need to go build, but the land and the fence, that's gonna be done for you. So, man, that was a power. We went over time, but that was a powerful. Man, we went in.
That's a millionaire's office hour and a half.
But I think it was very necessary, and like we said, man, you gotta know when to cut them off, man. That's the least talk. We might gotta do a whole one on
that cutoff. The cutoff is coming.
The cutoff
is coming. That's right. Because some people are in your life for a reason, and some people are in your life for a season.
The cutoff is coming. Audio book coming soon. Middle Class Millionaires. So, all right, I'll get to learn. So it's time to say goodnight, folks. Brother D, say goodnight to the people.
Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming out with us. This is DNA Pay, DNAPaycations.com. Hey, get with us. You know, you can, if you do what you always do, then you're gonna get what you always done got. So hey, make a change, and I'll see you at the top because it's too crowded at the bottom.
Dawkins G.
This is Dawkins G from Residual Networks. Benefitforlife.com. Go ahead and check that out. Always remember to learn first, then you can lead, and that will provide you the leverage. Good night and good morning.
And this is Hamid Sharif from Dream to Reality Academy, where we educate, execute, and earn. Good night and good morning.
And this is Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron. And on behalf of Rock Solar, rocksolar.info, you either in or you out. And once again, I tell you, I leave you. I think well, no, we're going to do that probably tomorrow. Oh no, tomorrow is Thankful Thursday, so we're going to probably have some guests on tomorrow. But you gotta be confident, be fruitful and multiply. When you start, you don't stop. You gotta be consistent until you achieve your goals. Good night and good morning. We'll see you on the next call, folks. Thank you. Share and everything else.